God, I'm so full of food. Well, welcome back to Serrated Empire, my wonderful people. Last session, you conquered a bridge. That was pretty cool. You then properly conquered the bridge. You killed the bridge. Your boy Tiberius stabbed the bridge to death on the encouragement of his erstwhile companion, little Slug, who I still am semi-convinced that Tiberius is Slug's sidekick. Semi-convinced that Slug is Tiberius' sidekick. But you then headed onwards, interacting with a strange statue. Told you your purpose is impure. You headed into a labyrinth would be a bit too generous, but a slightly confusing or slightly muddled set of tunnels, particularly for poor Lorcor, who just wants to eat things, not figure things out. But you went to some chambers. You found what you think is a spa, a pre-Exodus spa. Stin has taken the time to examine various frescoes and writings, begin to figure out some of the language, and start to hypothesize about the purposes of these chambers and what's going on, where other people decide just to enjoy it. Tiberius went for a little float in the lazy fountain, had a good time. You guys interacted with the strange green glass with their bubbles inside that seems to react to touch and part when it's touched by skin. Very, very interesting and strange. Lots of strange things. You eventually moved on from the spa room, finding yourself in a circular chamber. There's definitely a geometry theme with where you are. And in said circular chamber stood alone a single statue. And that statue seemed to take offense to your very presence and promptly attacked you. Back and forth, striking the horrible, hard stone skin of the statue was perhaps not as effective as you've enjoyed with other opponents, but you have been wearing it down. It is now broken, so it's much easier to hit. However, it has been taking lumps out of people, notably Ka Ren and Lorcor Oli Bim, who have suffered at the hands of that statue. And so we find ourselves in combat. Slug, I believe you were delaying your turn. I've got that written on the old battle map right now. So we'll jump back in. As things are looking quite dangerous. Perhaps not totally dire yet, but quite dangerous. I'd like to remind people of some observations, some recall knowledge that was done. This thing only seems to have melee capability. It's quite slow. You're definitely able to outrun it as needed. And it is easier to hit now. I'd also like to take the chance to remind people how going down dying works in Pathfinder 2E. When you first go down, unless it's a critical hit, you go to dying 1. Your position in the initiative goes to just before the thing that downed you, so you basically get a whole round of your allies able to act before it comes back round to you. At the beginning, I believe, of your turn, you make a recovery check, just like in 5e. And the DC is 10 plus your dying value. So currently would be 11 for Lorcor. Success reduces your dying value by 1. Failure increases your dying value by 1. If you go to dying 0, you're stabilized.
Cool.
Oh, right. Without further ado then, I'm going to put the battle music on. Go with this one. Sounds a little bit loud to me. Right. Slug, are you coming back in on this turn? I put the message of Slug delay in turn.
Oh, as if I can remember that.
Oh, I probably should have watched the video right to the end, but that would have involved not making this delicious omelette, which I'm very proud of. Yeah, the order's all jumbled. Would you like to take your turn now?
Well,
Would you like to take your turn now, or keep delaying? Because we know you were delaying, so you can jump back in at any point. Would you like to to take your turn now, or would you like to delay and see what happens?
Oh, I'm going to delay, see what happens.
Very cool. That takes us to Sin. It is your turn.
Oh god, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to spend one action sustaining my wildfire.
Okay. Increases by 5 feet. Very cool. I will draw that on. So that goes there. Goes
I
there.
don't think I've got range for anything else.
Oh, fuck. That was wrong. I was doing so well. There we go. So yes, for those who can't remember, the floor is lava. Sin is spreading this wildfire further and further. I believe it is you take damage on movement in the space,
Reflex
and then if you end your turn there,
yeah,
you take damage that has a persistent damage element as well. I have to look it up again. But yeah, you have 2 actions remaining.
I am going to move back a bit, and then I'm too far to demoralize, am I? I don't think it'll work on that anyway.
Yeah, you guys have tried that before. It seems immune to mental effects.
Yeah, well, that'll be my turn then.
Okay. That takes us to Karen. So, beginning his turn in this doesn't do anything, right?
No, it's if it ends his turn, he has to make a reflex save, it says.
And does it damage him moving through it? I was right in remembering that.
Yes. 1
God.
damage per time you move through it.
Yeah. He's in a wee bit of trouble. Let's see. Can he try and leap? Leap through the air. If I remember, I read leap incorrectly before. You take a careful short jump. You can leap up to 10 feet horizontally if your speed's at least 15 feet. Or 15. Okay. So he can't... Okay. He could... So, I assume because he's not touching the ground, it's not going to hurt him moving through.
I'll put it in the chat if you want, but I don't
Thank
see
you.
why it would.
Wildfire.
Don't know why it rolled, but I need to change
Hazardous
that.
terrain. Creature that moves on the ground through the area takes 1 fire... Moves on the ground through the area takes 1 fire damage to every square that it moves into. Okay. Okay. Karen is not a buffoon. And if I remember correctly, Tiberius, apart from feeding him a seed previously, has been given some seeds, like payment, for coming along with you. So he might just take a feed. Thank you, Hannah. Horizontal leap, no dice checks. You land in the space where your leap ends. Quickly clear. Yeah. No, yeah. Cool. Okay. So he is going to... Because the thing is that diagonal movement will mean this is 15 feet, so he's still going to land in it. So he is going to interact, grab a seed, interact, eat the seed, and then leap with his final action to here. Which will... I'm going to rule it. It makes sense to me to deal the 1 damage for landing in a wildfire space. So he gains HP from the seed, loses an HP from landing there, is still alive on 1 HP. And that is his full turn. And he is angrily cursing at the fire on the ground. Lorcor, start of your turn. Recovery check for me, please. It's just a straight D20. It's a flat check. Recovery checks. How are we doing? A 7 is a failure. I will remind everyone, you do have a hero point. To remind you, Lawcore, of how the hero point recovery thing works, you can literally wait to the last second when you've taken a hit or whatever, or failed your recovery check, to tick it up to dying 4, and then you can use a single hero point to completely stabilize yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Wait for that then.
up to you, yeah. It is very forgiving in that regard. That's fine. The statue has no interest in you on the ground. You are not moving, you are not interesting. So it's going to go after... I think everyone's pretty equidistant to it. 50, 45. It's going to go towards Karen. Stride, 5, 10, 15, 1 damage. 20, 1 more damage. And then 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 4 more damage. So as it's moving along, you can see elements of its stone feet like crumbling away and sizzling with the heat, that heat-cracked stone look to it. That was 2 actions. It's going to use its last action to smack Karen in the face. So it is a big modifier to this. I think it's plus, yeah, it is plus 11. Plus 11 to this to hit Karen. That's a 23. That definitely hits. He is downed again. Gets absolutely slapped. Tries to move out the way, but the fiery ground just goes down like a sack of shite. Where's the dying thing gone? There it is. Boosh. Oh, so because he already has wounded value 1, he goes straight to dying 2. So he's on dying 2 right now. If it gets too worse for him, he will be permanently dead zone. And of course, he's prone and all that stuff, but I'll find that in a second. His initiative just move. It happens every time this happens. Statue done. Tiberius, your turn.
Okay, Tiberius is gonna try and drag him along the floor.
Very cool. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a rule for this. Drag.
Drag corpse.
Or pull. Push and pull. No. Let's have a quick look on the old Google. PF2E, moving an ally. Interact to grab them and then move to move away.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks like it's how it works. And he's not too heavy, so I think you're fine moving.
Is it half movement?
I think it only would be if you became encumbered. Do you know your like encumbrance limit on your bulk?
Let me have a look.
Because what's nice about Karen, he doesn't wear any armor or anything, so he's quite relatively light and also malnourished.
Inventory. 6. 11 max.
You're fine. So 1 action to grab, and you can move stride. You're on full movement.
Okay. Gonna run up there.
Cool. It's dragged along with you.
Yeah. Then gonna leave him there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna run up there.
Very nice. Slug.
Oh wait.
Oh, yeah, I think that was 3 actions.
What? Because interact.
Stride and then stride.
Oh.
Or do you
Right,
want to take one of your moves back?
Oh. No, I want to move.
Okay.
Because it's done, so it'll walk through the fire.
Yeah, it does seem to just walk straight through the fire. Slug, it's your turn.
Well, that's me.
It's you, baby. This thing seems stupid. It also seems to go for the closest thing to it. That's like moving.
Well, let's shoot a acid blob at it first.
Nice. Acid blob attack. A 15 hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. 1d6 plus 1. 3 damage.
3 damage points. Yes.
This thing is crumbling away. Bits of it are starting to leave a trail of rubble behind it.
And then I'm going to run over here.
Very nice. That takes us to Sin.
I will just see him still. Cast Stabilize.
On.
What's his
Oren?
face? Yeah.
Okay, amazing. He is stable.
And then I will move over here.
He will go to Wounded 2, but lose his dying condition. Thank you very much.
Oh, and I can't.
Local,
Oh, actually,
another
no.
recovery check.
I would have stayed there and sustained the spell. Sorry.
Oh, yep, that's fine. So I will make that bigger. Bush. That is another failure for Lawcore.
Have you got
But
a new character?
before anyone stresses, got that hero point. Lawcore is perfectly safe with that hero point. Bush to dying 3. Ren is stable, so it doesn't do anything, so it will be the statue's turn. And the space is bigger. Right, the only thing I need to work out is it even going to make it through this fire? Because it is going to go for Tiberius. 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage, 4 damage, 5 damage, and this space would be slightly bigger. 6 damage.
Oh god, it just hits.
Damn it.
Heated stone, cracking, crumbling away its whole body. And in the light of the wildfire on the ground and what torches you've left scattered about this place, you do, all those who are conscious, see glimmers of that greenish glass, almost like threads through the stonework as it's breaking apart. It gets 1 attack on you, Tiberius. It used 2 move actions. That is a 20 to hit you.
I think it hits.
Its damage
Yeah, it does.
10 damage to you.
Woo!
As this crumbling fist comes crashing down into your chest and smashes the wind out of you. But it is your turn. And this thing looks on its very last legs.
Tom, did it succeed on the reflex save at the end of its last turn?
Oh, that could be it. I will roll that now. In which case, you'd have to take your health back, Kieran. Good catch. Its reflex is a +5.
To 16, do you say? That passed.
Oh!
But it does have to do it again now.
Yes. Is it hot? Like, hang on, you put it in the chat. Wildfire.
Just says you take 1 persistent fire damage.
Oh, and it's just basic succeed. Okay.
Yeah.
It does have to do it again now. +5.
Yep.
Oh my god. Well, burned a nat 20 at least. Tiberius.
He's gonna go over here.
Very nice.
Then gonna run there.
Very nice.
And then he's gonna just take a short bow shot.
Mm-hmm. Pew pew.
No fuck.
There's not a hit. You are welcome to use a hero point. Everyone has 1 hero point.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I get my teeth. Get into one. Yes, he will shoot again.
Cool. Hero point used. And a 15 hits. Let
It's
me
like-
check.
Eat
Let me.
arrow, motherfucker! Not knowing what to say.
So because it's broken, its hardness is a lot less, and so the bolt comes in, and you hear, instead of the sound of metal bolt striking stone, you hear the sound of shattering glass as it seems to have struck a key point, and the statue goes rigid for a second before just crumbling apart, and you see these pieces of almost like threads. If anyone's seen like fiber optics, those thin glass threads crumble within the stone. And battle itself, well, I'm going to keep us in initiative order because we've got poor Lorcor on the ground. Slug, am I right in remembering you have the stabilize cantrip?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, baby! And can you get in range?
30 feet the range.
You cannot.
Well, I could go slightly closer though.
You can run all the way closer. Stin, can you do any? Can you get to Lorcor in time?
No.
Don't think so. So it's going to come down to a roll as to whether Hannah needs to use a hero point or not. Is that your roll?
That's my role.
You make it! That's
Yeah.
on the DC as well, because it's 10 plus your dying value, so it was 13 you needed to hit.
Shit.
So because you succeeded, you go up to dying 2, and no matter what way we cut the mustard, you will be stabilized by someone. So I'll drop us out of combat now. Well done, guys. That was tough.
Oh, yeah.
It was easy.
Easy peasy. Find yourself stood, the crackling of the torches on the floor. 2 of your tough companions lying in various states of disrepair on the ground.
Tiberius will run up to Lorcor and then sort of half remember halfway through. But he's very dangerous and just kind of look down at him on the floor. Can he see he's breathing?
Yes, you can see his thick chest is rising and falling. You can see the breath coming from his reptile snout.
With these seeds, Tom, would you allow someone to baby bird it into someone else's mouth?
Yes, these seeds have some kind of primal magical nature to them, and the effect would take place in the
Oh
ingestion.
man.
Get your arm. Oh yeah, you'd have to like push the seed, get your arm right in there, right in the jaw.
No, baby bird it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can chew up a seed and spit it in.
Yeah. He's gonna. Oh god, actually. He
Sinner-
would do that firstly to
Karen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Sin, I assume we're dropping the wildfire.
I don't know. Yeah, we are.
Yes. So
Yeah.
as you use a seed on Karen,
mhm.
1 HP is regained. He kind of splutters back to consciousness. Oh no, he was conscious anyway, or like he was stable. But he gains, his eyes flutter open. He's like, ooh, Orekda. He kind of weakly rolls over and starts crawling towards where the activity is.
Just looks at you made it barely.
Can I try and treat wounds?
Absolutely. So, despite losing the dying 3 condition, that is a success. Lorcor only gains the wounded 1 condition.
Is it a D8 I roll?
Boop. I believe it's 2d8 for normal treat wounds. Woo! 14 HP back to you, Lorcor. And you do have the choice in, along with the group, you can extend that. Once you've treated successfully, that takes 10 minutes, but if you wanted to extend it to an hour, you basically get to apply the same healing again, if you wish. Depends if you guys are moving on or hanging out.
Do we want to rest here or not?
Tiberius was thinking of going resting in the spa.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, you don't have to stay in this place. I'm happy to keep the treat wounds going over. If you want to rest in the spa, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, do it in the spa then.
Yep, so Lorcor, you go back up to full, which completely gets rid of your wounded condition.
You would want to check the big stone thing.
Yeah, so you check the crumbled stone. You see these little sharp ends of thin, almost wire-like glass, green glass. Would Tiberius touch it?
If it doesn't look too sharp.
Yeah, you find an exposed flat surface and you touch it, and you notice almost like applying salt to a frog leg. As when you touch the green glass, much like the windows that you've touched before, but within the statue, the arm like moves slightly, perhaps makes you flinch. But
Yeah, it'd be scary.
apart from that, seems to be made of that same tough stone that so much stuff is made of here, not the natural bedrock. It has feminine features. If it hadn't been beating the crap out of all of you, it would have just seemed to be a very beautiful depiction of these 6 arms raised above. But it has now crumbled away into debris and dust.
Does its facial features look human or humanoid or something else?
It looks humanoid, and I would say you would notice with this opportunity to inspect up close, you see a shard of an ear, and the ear is pointed, often a sign of some kind of elven heritage.
Interesting.
Though there are many creatures that have pointed ears, but
Yeah.
that's probably what comes to mind for Tiberius. But I will move you back to the spa. Where's our spa?
I think Ollie Bin was just a bit embarrassed, but he's not going to show it. He just sits there huffing and growling.
I think Sin would, when he was huffing and growling whilst he's treating his wounds, like, sort of quite frustratingly trying to keep him still.
Yeah.
And would
Yep.
say something along the lines of... What would she say? Sorry, I'm trying to work out this character.
It's alright.
She would say something along the lines of... It is no failure to cheat fate. And today you've done that.
I didn't cheat.
Yeah,
Local never cheats.
she just keeps treating his wounds.
While she's doing it, he's going to try and sharpen his claws because he's probably a bit blunt from trying to attack a bloody rock,
Yeah.
which probably just frustrates her more.
Yeah, he's like trying to dry the hair of a child. They won't stay still. They just keep moving and shifting about. Completely oblivious to what you're doing. Tiberius, are you getting into the fountain?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to soak his wounds.
As you get into the fountain and the little lights begin to once more drift lazily down onto
I want to go in the fountain too.
Slug leaps into the fountain next to you, disturbing the lights lazily falling down, splashing some of the water around. Very good. Slug, do you jump in fully clothed? Are you stripping down? What's the plan? Pants? Are you bombing it in?
Pants.
Pants. Very nice. Yeah, so once Slug is in, the lights seem to kind of resettle and again sift down to land on you. Slug's beautiful curly hair is now full of these little lights that are settled on. And Tiberius, you watch as many of the bruises and scratches across your body begin to fade.
Oh, perfect.
You are healed back to your maximum HP.
He'd look at Karen and be like, "Me? Drinks
Would he
in
like? Would he like point to where the wounds have gone,
Yeah.
making it super obvious? Oh man, Karen's face is a mixture of emotions. There's a definite like squint of suspicion at the fountain, but seeing the wounds going, he'd like lean over the side and cup his hand into the water and like splash it on some of his scratches, which you see has no effect. He gets frustrated and eventually joins the two of you in the lad's pool. And as the lights settle upon him, you can see his bruises begin to heal as well. To heal back to full HP.
Can Tiberius drink the water?
Absolutely, yeah. The water is clear. You drink, and as it sloshes down your throat, it tastes beautiful, clear, pure. The best water Tiberius has ever had.
Damn, I wish he had anything to take some with him.
Indeed.
When Sin sees these wounds being healed,
Yes.
can she do a couple of things? Can she first try and identify, like recall knowledge or anything about, or identify the source of magic, maybe actually?
Yeah, absolutely. What is your nature modifier, please?
6.
6. Okay. Yeah, Sin, as you watch this happening, it works out really nicely because you're basically treated to a scientific experiment. You've got Slug as the control group, no wounds at all, so you can just watch the light settle on him. Nothing seems to happen. You had Tiberius as your initial one, and then Karen to verify. So you watch the whole process happen. It definitely seems to be the lights rather than the water. The magic doesn't seem specific to touch with the lights. It's not like a light lands on a scratch and it disappears. It's just as the lights settle, that it seems to channel some kind of healing process. And unlike many instances of healing magic you've seen before, calling on a deity's power, evoking the connection to nature, this almost feels like something manipulating laws of reality, like change, like rewinding time, or swapping out a different reality where someone isn't hurt. The wounds just disappear. It's quite odd, and it would really notably kind of grate with you a little bit because it doesn't match things you've seen before.
Interesting. I'm gonna use, as I'm treating Lorcor's wounds, I'm gonna sort of hold my hand over one of his claws as he's sharpening them and just like cut my own hand upon it, unless he tries to like specifically pull away really hard.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then Lorcor, you'd see that Sin's blood is like this deep red, almost black in colour, and it bubbles and churns. And then she's just gonna like dunk her hand into the lights.
Okay. As you reach your hand over into the pool, the water does nothing, but as the lights begin to slowly sift and settle onto your arm, you turn your palm face up to watch. Yeah, it's not being able to see this close. It's not like the cut the skin goes back together. It just fades. It fades from your hand as if it was never there.
Can she try and grab the light?
You can grab the light in your hand. As you grab the lights and hold them, there is perhaps a slight tingle. They feel slightly cool, almost like the water itself. And yeah, you have one of these floating lights in your hand.
Does it appear to have any like physical form, or is it?
No, I mean, it's a strange sensation. It's almost like holding your hand out in the first drops of rain coming down. Like, you feel the raindrop hit your hand, but after that, it's just moisture on your hand. It doesn't really have a weight or a heft to it anymore. This is similar. You know you grabbed it, but with your clenched hand, like, you can't feel something moving in there. You can't like move your flesh against it.
But it also can't pass through my physical form.
Correct. And if you open or like peek through your fingers, you can see it's still there.
Does Sin would ask if anyone has a bottle or some other kind of sort of device for holding things.
Probably got something to me.
Water skin, I guess.
Water skin probably.
Yeah,
would
you
do.
got an adventurous pack. There's a water skin in there.
Yeah, but it's got my nice water in.
You got belt pouches as well. You put stuff in there. Seal it up.
I have a mug. Can I take a mug full?
You can take a mug full of the water, or yeah, you can move the mug around to like scoop some of the little floating lights into it.
Yeah, can I drink the lights?
So you swing the mug around, slug in the air, deftly picking up the lights, and then put it in front of your face and like tip it back. You notice the lights aren't going down. You could try inhaling. Would you try?
Yeah, of course, try that.
So Slug goes, and as you pull the mug away, the mug is empty, and anyone looking at Slug sees a slight glow from the back of his throat.
Slug looks well chuffed.
Well, if anyone has like a belt pouch or something they're willing to sort of spare, then Sin will like try and place one of these lights into it.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Shepherd some of these little floating lights in.
Oh yeah, I'll toss one.
Cool. Yeah, you can add, if you like, floating spar lights, whatever you want to call them. You can gather many of them, especially with Slug's mug technique. You can gather loads and put them into the belt pouch if you wish.
Yeah, I don't have any belt pouches, so someone else can add them to their inventory.
Very cool.
Lord will just give you his thing. He's not using it.
His what?
Cool.
You wanted the pouch, right? It's got two.
Okay, hold on, let me add them.
Very nice. One belt pouch. Excellent. Yeah, the hour passes in the treating wounds, and another 10 minutes for the identifying magic. You're enjoying yourselves in the spa and what you've done. Despite the session, our real lifetime going by with sessions, it hasn't actually been that long since you entered the cavern. You'd estimate, though it's very difficult to tell here without the sun above. You'd estimate it's maybe early afternoon.
How many lights could I fit in the one belt pouch, Tom?
Quite a lot. 15? 20?
I'll put 15 down.
Also, defeating the statue, you will gain 80 XP.
What? We level up at 1,000, right?
1,000, yeah.
God, we close.
Yep. Next thing you
We'll
do,
start
very
doing
likely.
We're just gonna start doing push-ups. No.
Find some rats to skew at.
The hell should we do?
Can I spend 10 minutes refocusing? Is that a thing?
Spend 10 minutes. What? Sorry, I got distracted by Hannah's amazing video, which is fucking terrifying.
Refocusing.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. 10 minutes, refocus. You sit and you meditate, gain your focus point back. Very nice.
So, we went this way, right?
You did?
And then there was a fork.
No, that way led directly to to the circular chamber, which you did see had an exit on the far side.
Okay, I guess we want to go back then.
So at the moment, you guys are... You started off in a square chamber. That had a fork. You decided to take a triangular chamber. This is the one you're in right now.
Yeah.
And then you went on to a circle afterwards.
What's here? Is there a door?
So back there was... so you took a fork, you took the right-hand one, or, well, left facing it.
Was the square
But
chamber
you
the
know
one
there
with
was
the bridge?
another chamber. Yes, that had the bridge in it,
Okay.
which no longer is there. But yeah, and there was another chamber down here, which you pretty sure is another triangular one, like that.
Okay,
That's all
type
you've
it in so we know where we've been.
And so we're going like that, and you know, oh god, nope, that's wrong. Ah! So you, yeah,
Okay, get
like
it.
that,
And we know there's
and you
one
know there's another path going down
beyond
here,
that.
and you know there's one going beyond that. That was like this. Yeah,
Okay.
that's your map so far.
We've explored the coloured in bit.
Absolutely right.
The inner lines. I'm with the day.
I quite like imagining Tiberius doing this on the floor. Piece of charcoal.
So, this was like 20 minutes long, right?
Yeah, well, yes, about 20 minutes, yeah.
There's a big old place.
Seems it, yeah. Your initial tunnels from the cave entrance you went in, that's the longest you've walked through those initial tunnels before you came to the square chamber with the chasm. But yes, each of these connections between the rooms has been about 15-20 minutes. So yeah, it's a big old place. You feel like you are covering ground beneath the earth.
Tiberius will be like, should we go back to that big cave and try and explore? Or are we all feeling a bit better now? And I'm not sure what that thing was doing, but hopefully there's not another one.
If that means we'll just kill it again.
Well, exactly. And now we have tactics because we've already fought one, so we're doubly as good.
Exactly. Tom,
Yes.
I've got these hand wraps. What am I doing with those? What do they do?
So I've I believe I did it on your character sheet myself. They add plus sorry. They add +1 to all your unarmed attacks to hit.
Okay. Is it already on there? Am I just being weird?
I believe I have put it on there because I've given, if you look in your unarmed attacks, any of them, under item, for the item bonus, I've given it a 1.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. They're really good. Some stuff may come up in the future that'll allow you to enhance them further. But yeah, the way Lorca would feel is, and you'd see there's like these occasional glimmer of magical runes that you see go through the leather hand wraps, and you feel like stronger with them. They feel good to have on your hands.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, Lorca's just gonna, he doesn't know what way you're talking about, so he's gonna follow you.
Yeah, Tiberius will be like, well, there's no way back since me and Slug destroyed the bridge, so I guess the only way is onwards. You walk down to the big cave.
Back to the circular chamber you were in before?
Yeah.
Excellent. So rather than shifting the map, because it's not really needed, the chamber is empty. If you follow around the walls, it reminds you of previous chambers. Some of it's crumbled, some of it has these light grey stone frescoes. There is very little to no evidence of like tiles on the floor. It looks in a lot more disrepair or lack of civilization than other chambers you've been in, and there is that ongoing tunnel entrance, which is the only way you could go. Would you like to go down there?
Yes.
Cool.
But it's strange it's a big room, like with nothing in it. That would be curious.
Absolutely. So the pattern you've seen so far is you've seen areas where the tiling is broken and the light grey stone is worn down and the darker grey bedrock is exposed. And then you've had the very, like in your spa, the very clean white tiles, empty, civilized, untouched, seemingly. Working fountains, water running through a fountain. Then go to this big empty circle. Yeah, very strange.
Is there anything I can do to determine the purpose of this room based on what I know of learnt of the previous room?
Yeah, I'll do a secret check for you. What's your insight?
Is insight
Or
skill?
society?
Um,
Society.
Society.
Oh yeah, insight.
6.
Yeah, so society. Society. Okay. The lack of even tiling at all, certainly Sin makes you think that this room had a distinctly different purpose to all the others you've seen before. The single statue with its arms up in the air, you're not sure. Statues can have a lot of purposes, worship, just cultural experience. It could be signifying a place to gather. The roughness of the floor, the walls. You take a moment to take a torch and pick across the frescoes on the walls. Some of them are similar to ones you've seen before. Others do seem to depict violence, acts of almost gladiatorial combat. Great people, great warriors caught mid-fight. And you think perhaps this place was perhaps served as some kind of arena or place to practice violence, a place to work out violence. You're not entirely sure, but perhaps that's a leap of logic that makes sense.
Okay. She's just
Right then.
dwelling on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, after seemingly matching, just in the opposite direction, what you had before, you make your way through a tunnel with mostly unbroken tile. Again, seemingly quite clean, not scuffed. There isn't really any evidence of Sari or exiled Sari activity here. After about 20 minutes, you find yourselves, as you kind of expected, in the top right corner of another triangular chamber. I will move you on over to the map. Do not forget to drag out Karen this time. Bosh. So, who has torches? Who would be our torch bearers?
I have a torch.
I thought we agreed that I could do my produce fire thingy.
Absolutely, we did. So that's one
Produce
for
flame.
you.
But I think we said it was halved.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like something I would say. Slug, did you say you as well?
Yeah, I've got one.
Hell yeah. Torches. So if you guys, because you took that hour's rest, if you could remove another torch from your inventory, please. Tiberius, would you have one?
Not if there was enough light.
Yes, there's plenty at the moment with you guys moving together as a unit. Cool. I'll move you over to here. So, you find yourselves emerging in the top. If you look in the top right of the map, you find yourselves emerging into this chamber where the walls, that familiar triangular shape, it opens out once more. Broken tile upon the ground. Stin, I'm going to assume that you're kind of taking an interest in the frescoes and depictions going on. You notice as you enter this chamber that, in contrast to the circular chamber you were previously in, there is no depiction of violence here. It's all pictures of learning, people observing scrolls, teaching. There's a lot of people speaking to amphitheaters, seemingly imparting different ideas. Great thinkers gazing at the stars. Seems to have ideas of learning.
Okay.
Local's gonna keep moving along.
Yep.
Can I detect magic?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my
Detect magic is on the go.
exploration activity.
Very good.
Local sees a door. You
Yep.
go try and open it.
You see that green glass door, you reach out and you press it, and as you press the door, again, it retreats back from your hand. It's open.
Would it be those lights in there?
Yeah. So, Lorcor, you see an interesting sight. inside this chamber, there is a single plinth, like a chest-high pillar with ornate flourishes on the side of it that look finely carved. More of this white, clean tile. But most interestingly, you see 3 different other plinths at the points of the triangle, halfway towards the end of the actual triangular chamber itself. And on each plinth is a gemstone, one red, one green, one blue, and from each gemstone seems to be projected, almost as if it has a lantern inside it, this wide beam of light, each matching the color of the gemstone from which it emerges. The 3 types of light converge on the plinth, and it seems as if, in combination, these 3 lights shining on the plinth just make it this bright white light.
Okay, but before I go in, just what is around me? Is this just wall?
Yeah, some of it rubble, some of it wool, none of it passable, but yeah, much the same as you've seen before.
You said this was like a place of learning, it looked like.
Yes, so in these unbroken sections, you do catch little frescoes of great speeches and tutors mentoring students.
Just gonna step in there.
Cool. Yeah, you step in, you see, as I described.
Hmm.
Do I get any
Wow.
magic off of the gems?
Absolutely, Sin, you do. Yeah, so as you step in, you get pings of magic from each of these gems.
Can I start trying to identify the magic?
Of course. 10 minutes begins.
What's in the middle, sorry?
In the middle is a single plinth, like a pillar, that stops at about your chest height, seemingly made of this light grey stone, but you particularly notice that with these 3 lights shining upon it, it doesn't look light grey, it looks like a lovely pure white colour. Very clean looking. Yeah.
Also, you said there was writings outside before. Were they? Or not really?
Not really writings here, more pictograms, frescoes depicting scenes.
Don't worry then.
No, poke it.
You poke the pillar. Nothing seems to happen. No reaction.
And I scratch it.
As you reach out and you scratch it, nothing seems to happen. However, perhaps Lorcor might think something's happening because as Karen steps into the chamber behind you, the green glass door does actually close, and seemingly the air bubbles all retreat to the border of the door, and it becomes a lot more opaque than the doors that you've seen before.
Oh. Kind of looks around to everyone else's reaction.
Sin's still trying to identify the magic.
Yep.
Would there be shadows from the light?
Yes, so as the light is blocked by your opaque forms, shadows are cast from it.
Is there anywhere all 3 lights meet in like one spot?
Yes, all the 3 beams of light overlap in one place, which is that pillar in the center. Just here.
You go to a pillar and put his hand on it. He's like, look, it's a hand puppet theatre.
Yeah, and as you put your hand on it, you notice that your hand is illuminated with that bright white light. It makes your hand look like it's made of the purest white marble, Tiberius.
My hand is no puppet. He's going to go back to the door and try and open it.
Of course, Lorcor, I agree.
As you press the door, like you've done before, nothing changes. The door stays a solid block of this green glass.
He's going to heft it with his shoulder.
Yep, you give it a proper thump into it. Doesn't shift even the tiniest bit.
Oh, he keeps doing it. Some growling you can hear, but yeah.
Sin would just, as she's trying to identify the magic, just turn to him and just be like, "Patience, beast.
For what?
She wouldn't respond, just keeps
Yeah,
keeps trying
Goes
to
back to
explain.
concentrating.
Then he keeps bashing the door then.
I think if
Yeah.
he kept bashing,
Yep.
she would eventually turn to Tiberius and say, she'd say, "Your leash must remain tighter before he does something and gets us
I
all
don't know
killed."
why you keep saying he's mine. He's definitely not. He's his own person, and you should treat him like one.
Nah, he's mine.
Oh yeah, or he's Slug's actually. Yeah. So talk to Slug if you want to control Lorcor in the future.
Sin kind of looks over Tiberius, and I think based off their conversation last time, or based off what she said to him last time, I don't know if Kieran remembers, but she said about how basically like the intelligent rule the stupid, basically. But she'd kind of look at him kind of like slightly kind of just like, I see how it is, and then look to Slug as like being like, and then sort of repeat the same thing, sort of like keep him on a tighter leash, Slug.
Slug shrugs.
Yeah, and then she'll just keep trying to identify.
Yes. Yeah. You're nearly there.
How small are these colourful gems?
About the size of a fist. Pretty nice. Pretty nice looking gems.
Nice.
They do,
and
I will say,
tasty.
yeah, potentially. You can see immediately that they're not resting on top of the pillar. They look like they are built into the top of the pillar. But
Okay.
about half, maybe half of the gem is sticking out the top and projecting this light outwards. Could be tasty.
Last resort.
Yeah.
Eat the light.
Makes sense to me.
Lorca will go over to the red one. He's going to try and like pull it out.
Sin would
Okay.
immediately try and slap him away.
Yeah. Oh, he's not slapped away. He's still going for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's trying to slap him away.
you can do a contested athletics if you like.
He'll stop briefly,
She will.
but his hands are still like outstretched as you're trying like push him away. But it's like
Fudge.
object.
While they're squabbling, Tiberius will try and pull that one out.
Okay. So as Sin's like slapping at the big Lorcor, who's like, "Ugh." Tiberius, you reach out and as you grab the gem, you notice two things. One, it doesn't shift at all. It feels as if you were touching the pillar itself, solid stone, cool to the touch. But second, the second thing you'd notice is that the green light disappears.
Ooh.
The plinth in the middle now looks as if it is a like a hot pink, like a magenta color.
He's going to put it back on.
Okay. You reach out and you tap it again to turn the light back on, and you notice the light comes back on. But you also notice that as you tap it, there's almost like you got a static shock or something. There's a little bolt of pain in your hand, and you lose 1 hit point.
Oh god, he was gonna keep taking it off and on, but I don't think he's gonna do that now.
Sin would sort of say aloud with sitting Tiberius does and Lorca trying to grab the red one, and it's just gonna say in kind of like a sighing tone. She just say, "You lesser beings are quite the impatient sort. It's no wonder that so many of your kind get yourself killed in places like this."
Tiberius gonna be like, "What do you mean, lesser beings? Just like us."
Yes. And then she kind of looks down at herself and don't know if anyone would recognise this, maybe with high enough kind of perception checks or whatever, but anyone who was perceptive enough would probably notice a degree of frustration. That would probably be the emotion across her face as she looks down her form. Her body.
Lorcal's not that observant, but
Yeah.
he looks down at you and he's like, "You are smaller than me, Leather." He points at you.
She,
Literally the size of you because he's smaller than you.
she,
But he's gonna grab the gem because
I love the
Yeah.
pointing so much.
with
Yes,
the one claw.
Lorco, as you grab the gem, similar thing to Tiberius. As soon as your hand touches the gem at all, even if it is just the tap of a claw, the light switches off. And now the plinth in the middle is a beautiful, bright cyan color, turquoisey cyan.
great effects on the map, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's once I figured it out, it was quite simple, but a lot of fun. Directional light they've added.
Very cool.
Are these doors different colours?
They are not. The doors are notably they fall outside the light, so as these lights change, they don't seem to change at all. And they are a uniform green glass, now opaque.
Any updates on the old detect?
Yes,
identify
it's definitely been the
magic?
10 minutes now. This wouldn't be nature. This would be Arcana. What's your Arcana modifier?
6.
6. Yes. So the lights themselves, you do a bit of your detecting magic and kind of explore. There doesn't seem to be a power source that like runs to anywhere else. You think it's built into the pillar itself. They do have a magical essence to them, but nothing more complex than an ever-burning torch, a simple magic that you've seen before. You detect a stronger magic from the plinth itself. And with your 10 minutes of kind of figuring things out, you definitely think the gems are just functioning despite their, I mean, they look very valuable, despite their apparent wealth and preciousness. They look like they're as if someone wanted to just put a green filter over a lantern, and the simplest way to do that for this society was to use a emerald the size of your fist. But the plinth in the middle, you think there's the fact that the color it changes is so pure. It definitely feels like something there, perhaps connected to the doors around. And I'll say, Sim, because this is something you've been doing going on, and you're an intelligent person. You've taken a brief look at the frescoes around as well, and you've noticed a pattern along the edges of this chamber. Unlike the frescoes outside, which often have a common theme in an area, but depict different things, like the common theme in the arena was violence, but it was a different picture on each one of fighting or what have you. In here, you quickly notice that there is a repeating pattern, and you think it's a story. You notice within the pattern there's a great figure seems to descend from a large moon above in the sky. You think perhaps Cena, the great moon. The figure lands on the ground, is surrounded by others who seem almost like in worship, kneeling down to the figure. The figure, it's quite a startling image. The fresco is close. Gouges their own eye, their right eye out of their head, and seems to plant it in the soil of the ground. This is done with a perspective as if that figure is on the horizon and the people, the worshippers, are gathered nearby. And as after the figure plants their eye, the next image shows the figure like gesturing for something to rise, and the sun, high fire, rising over the horizon.
Would I be familiar with any creation myths that match this? Maybe some kind of essence of Cena creating the sun?
So, certainly Cena has a prominent place in the creation myths of Archivia. It varies by nation, and it often alights on popularity of different Kiad Shore. Even in Hespia with the how much people love Serian Shore Strike and the Transcended. Nobody thinks they began everything. People think of the Kiad Shore, the spirits of nature, as the creators, the givers of life, and so on. Typically, Cena is seen as the Great Mother, the beginner of all things. Depending on what culture you go to, people have different ideas about how Hi-Fi's relation to Cena. Some have a story of lovers. Some have a story of like siblings from some previous, from the stars in the sky came Cena, the sister, and Hi-Fi, the brother. Others see Hi-Fi as a child of Cena. So there's a lot of variety around. I'll say that this depiction, the story playing out in these frescoes, does not match ones you've seen before. This now beginning to be familiar feeling of like, this is new. This isn't in the books I've read. This is strange.
Would hold on, I'm just thinking about the question I was going to ask.
That's all right.
No,
I'll
go
put it
on.
in the chat as well.
Yeah, that would help me.
So you have the figure descending.
That's what I was going to ask. Is Cena herself seen as a Kiachi, or is she seen as something else? She is. Okay.
The reason why that might not feel immediately obvious is often she's referred to more commonly than the Kiachi.
Yeah.
But yes, she is seen as perhaps the greatest spirit of nature, as she is the giver of life in so many cultures.
Sin will take her produce flame over the figure that she feels is representing Cena as the figure who pulls out her own eye.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to burn it.
Okay. As you hold the produce flame close enough to the stone, you do notice the stone begins to blacken, little kind of puffs of smoke. But 30 seconds passes, you remove your hand. The blackened area remains, but nothing changes.
And then she'll cast Sigil on top of the burn.
Very cool.
And then it'll again be the image of the God, I can't remember exactly what I said it was like last time. It was like a
I can't remember either, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was like a snake. I think it was something like a venom, like a snake. I think it was a snake and venom. I can't remember exactly what it was though.
I have to watch back again.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing. Just as before, your symbol appears now, carved into the blackened soot of the figure there. And again, nothing happens.
No. She's going to unless anyone else is just what's everyone else doing first, because I feel like I'm hogging it a bit.
Not much really. I think it's just going to go turn the blue one off.
Yeah, you go to the blue, turn it off, and you note that the pillar or the plinth in the middle is now just pure green, a beautiful bright green color.
If he saw him turn the last one off, Tiberius curious ones if there's none of them, and you take the green one out.
Yeah. Reach over your shoulder, turn the green one off, and the pillar turns, seemingly impossibly, turns a pure black. Almost like an absence of light. Kind of like the holes you've seen before. There's just dark void. It's almost like a hole in the air in front of you.
I have no light on my token, just to let you know, Tom.
Yeah, me neither, but does it react to the... Oh
yeah, because that will fuck you guys over right now. Hold on. I'll turn that back on. I turned your torches off because it was fucking with the colours.
Yeah. But does the pillar react to our lights at all?
If you you hold up your torch nearby, no. The pillar remains perfectly black. The black space seems to swallow up the light of your torch.
Okay. Just try and open the door.
Locked. Or unyielding.
We're stuck.
No! Slug
Where's
goes and
my
hits
way up?
his stick.
What are you hitting with your stick?
The door.
The door. There's the sound of the the wood clonking against the glass door. Nothing happens.
What happens if I cast a spell at one of the gems? An electric arc.
Yeah, the crackle of this contained lightning under your control strikes the gem. Nothing seems to happen. No damage is done to it. It seems very resilient.
Tiberius look around the doors to see if there's any, like, each door has like a colour around it or part of a mural that's near it or something like that.
The mural repeats itself. I'll say there doesn't seem to be a pattern related to the doors. It's almost as if you imagine, because you've kind of got 2 sections per wall, with the
Yeah.
doors splitting them. It's almost like you get like one full story pattern in each section. So you've got a total
Yeah.
of 6 repetitions here.
Can I take the red gem? And are you able to pick it up and like remove it?
Are you touching it?
Yeah.
As you touch it, the red light switches back on, and there's a jolt of pain in your hand, and
Yeah.
you lose 1 HP,
Okay.
and you are unable to lift the gem up.
Okay, in that case, then can I look through it?
The pillar is now red. Gazing into the gem, you can see there is this seemingly magical light source inside. Unlike a continual flame that you might have seen before, it's not like a crackling torch light. It's almost like a more intense version of the glowing, floating motes of light that you captured in the spa. And it's just stock still within the gem and just giving out this constant beam of light.
Tiberius try a door directly. It's
Yep.
the one it's facing. Yeah.
Solid and unyielding.
So it's-
Lawful is going to try and be clever and put his tent covering this pillar. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna, like, get into it. And he's going to go turn all the lights back on.
2 more HP damage to you.
Yeah.
Turn the lights back on. Boop. Green and blue. Boop. And then you set your tent up over it. This light doesn't pass through things, so it does block the light. But you notice that blocking the light doesn't have the same effect as the lights being switched off. The pillar just looks like a dull, light grey stone, like other pillars you've seen in here.
Can you pick up the stone in the center? Or is it like a gem?
The plinth looks like it's built into the ground.
Okay.
It's like a pillar that stops about chest height.
The pillar stops at chest height.
Interesting. Is that maybe got to place something up on it?
Yeah. Maybe you could. Tiberius will take the green gem and put it on the plinth.
The
He'd be like,
You can't
the
remove
gems
them.
don't move.
Yeah.
oh, you just tap them on and off. I thought about
Yeah.
moving them around.
I think you have
Oh.
to, based on the mural, maybe scoop your own eye out and put it on
Maybe.
there.
Lawful puts his torch on it.
Yeah, you put your torch on it. It sits there. Nothing seems to happen.
Suck
Well,
up
I guess we're
puzzles.
going to have to start discussing 2e2.
God, is there any actions that are good for this kind of shit? Can I recall?
Lawful push the pillar over.
Can I recall knowledge that would be helpful? Similar kind of puzzles, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll roll that for you in just a second. I'm just finishing typing. I think that's all of them. Figure descending from Cena, gouges eye out and plants it in the horizon, causes high fire to rise. Plants grow tall in the fields, people celebrate high fire in the sky. People tire and lie on the ground, high fire lies into dusk. People slumber happily next to shore, the sea dominates the scene. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
So we go to sleep next to the blue one, and we dance in the green one.
Makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, Sin. Having examined these things for their magical nature, your own intellect kind of bubbling over as you watch your your foolish companions roaming around, looking confused, putting a tent over it. The fact that the frescoes repeat, you certainly think the story is the connection here.
Yeah.
The fact that the pillar changes color so distinctly with the different lights upon it. So when just the green light was on, it looked pure green. When it was the red and the blue light, it looked this magenta color. You think perhaps these different colors might be connected to the different pictures or scenes in the story?
Okay. So purple might be like dusk, maybe. It's like blue and red might be like a dusk thing. So maybe we need to figure out the first one, and maybe that starts unlocking something. So the first one might be just green, maybe, or green and red. I don't know.
I've missed where these pictures are. Where are they?
If you look at the thing Tom put in the chat, that describes the story.
No, not the description. I mean, where
They're
are
on
these
the
pictures?
walls.
Oh, on the
Yeah,
walls.
the
Okay.
frescoes.
Right.
So it says, gouges out eye and plants it in the horizon, causing high fire to rise. So maybe that's just red on its own. So maybe turn blue and green off and just have red.
But we had that.
Oh yeah, good point. What colour would blue, red and green make? Like a yellowy kind of colour?
Maybe. You haven't tried red and green yet?
Yeah, let's try red and green.
Okay.
Turning off blue?
Turn off blue.
The pillar is a lovely goldeny yellow.
Right. There's 6. Okay, there's 6 different possible light colours, right?
Oh, I didn't necessarily consider that first one being part of it. Figure descending from Cena. That might be like a blue-green colour though as the first one.
What's green. So each one's got 3 possible combinations of light, right? No.
So you've got each light by itself.
Yeah.
You've got red,
10.
blue.
Yeah.
Well, surely blue would be the first one because that's going to be in the night.
Descending from Cena. Surely
You've also got all 3 together.
All 3 together as well.
Yeah, wouldn't that be clear?
Which makes white.
Descending from Cena would
so
be
maybe
clear,
that's
right?
the first one.
Yeah.
So that sounds like the first one. If it's clear, that sounds like the moon. That makes sense. That being clear.
Although hi-fi in clear sky, that could be clear.
It could be black for the first one.
Yeah, maybe. I suck at puzzles.
Let's have a look. I'll work it out. I'll say what I think it is, and then we'll see how wrong I am.
I will say, because I'm not sure I made it clear, and I haven't really made it clear in my writing. The gouging the eye out, you can within the fresco, and the frescoes don't have color themselves. It's like white stone.
Oh, red.
But there's a lot of blood that seems to seep into the soil.
Red and green is definitely the second one because that's blood and soil.
Yeah.
High fire in a clear sky is probably white or blue.
High fire though. Fire.
High fire is just the name of the sun, though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe I'm not. You could be right.
Yeah.
That's just my interpretation.
Could just be yellow.
Yeah, I was thinking more
all
yellow.
yellow.
So, what do we think the first one is? Figure descending. Do you think that's white?
Yes.
I'll put what I think it is. I think it's the first one is.
What colour is high fire, Tom? Is it like the sun, or is it burn a different colour?
That's a great question. It is like the sun. So if
Okay.
you were to look at it directly, it would be like a bright white.
Okay, maybe white could be that one then. So maybe the first one is black then, because it is.
Descending from Cena. I suppose if you've got a figure descending from the moon, it's going to look black like a silhouette.
True.
I'm guessing black, red, green, white, blue, or yellow. Maybe purple last.
I think it's just green, the third one.
Oh no, I meant black, red, green, and then I get very confused.
Yeah, I think this would be my guess. It's so hard to type with long nails. Holy shit. People tar and line the ground. Hi-fi lowers into dusk. Maybe that's blue and red, because that's kind of like purpley kind of evening colour. And then people
Dusk,
sadly
yeah.
so the sea dominance, so it's just blue is the last one.
I agree.
I think it's that, I would guess. I don't know though.
Except, yeah.
Only one I'm
Apart
not
from
sure.
4, which could be clear.
Yeah. I thought 4 blue green because it makes yellow. Maybe is that
Yeah.
that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was
I think it's-
thinking
yeah.
clear sky is blue, isn't it? But also
True.
yellow sky, a yellow sun, and then just clear is white. What does it look like in the picture? Is it more bluey or?
Well, there's no colours in it, but I am realizing I've led you guys slightly astray because there's actually 7.
Oh,
Because, well, it might make things a bit more clear because the gouging of the eye and the rising of high fire are separate
Oh.
pictures.
it's
So
black, red.
black, red. Well, sure it's red, green. The second one, I think. Blood waters the ground plants. Eye and horizon. Maybe not. I don't know.
3 could be golden, the yellow golden colour then, because the dawn is like
Yeah.
goldeny.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
Figure descending from Cena. I don't know what the colour of that is though. It's the problem.
Well, it could be the silhouette, so black, I think, still.
I'd go for black.
Black, red, green, yellow, green. But I don't know what 5 is. Blue and then black, maybe?
High fire,
Oh no, blue
In
and
a
then
clear
purple.
sky. white.
And then black. What's this? But the sea dominates the sea, makes me think blue. So just blue.
I thought purple because it's darker.
I
So-
thought purple would be 6, maybe.
Oh,
People-
no, that's the one I
Yeah.
thought it was. Yeah.
The red and the blue together make like a pinky magenta-y colour. Rather than a purple.
Would that be a good colour to describe evening, though? Like a dusky kind
Certainly.
of colour?
Would make sense.
That's it. What, magenta.
And
Like a
then
sunset?
7,
Isn't that
Powerful,
like red?
pinky orangey sunset.
What if we start flashing these colours on and like go black?
Yeah, but we'll hurt ourselves a lot.
Yeah, but
yeah, true.
I mean,
Anytime
I'll
you turn
do
one
it.
on, you take an HP damage.
Local did it. He's gonna do it.
black, red, green,
Locals
yellow,
using grayscale.
green. I don't know what I don't know what number 5 is. Is that just white? I think that must be white. So I think black, red and green.
Wait, which one do you think's? Oh, the plants.
Blue and green, green, white, and then red and blue, and then blue.
Let's try it.
That's
So-
my answer.
I'll remind you that if you have red and green on at the same time, it makes the pillar yellow.
Yeah, so
point.
I think
If
it's
that's
just.
your- if
I
that's your
think it's
intention.
just
Which is
red.
3, right?
So maybe the
3 is
second
yellow.
one. Maybe the second one is just red. So maybe then black, red, green, white.
Oh wait, it can't be.
Oh,
It's-
yellow could be
No, because
4.
it's
Black, red, yellow.
Yeah, black, red, yellow, green. I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
cyan.
I think black, red, yellow, green. Clear, maybe.
Oh, the last one is blue and green because it's like the ocean. That's cyan, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Could just be blue though.
Black, green.
So black, red. Okay, I'm gonna just type this in because I think it's this. Black, red, green.
Why is 3 green?
Plants grow tall in the fields.
No, that's 4 bit.
Yeah, it's split in
Oh,
half.
I
That
keep
one.
reading the earlier one. Sorry. So black, red,
Yeah.
yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Black,
Yeah.
red, yellow,
Then green.
green,
That's where I get confused.
white,
And then Could be white. I think it's white.
magenta, and then cyan. I can't type with this fucking nails. It's so annoying. I think
Let's
that's
go with that.
I think that's the answer. Black, red, yellow, green, white, magenta, cyan.
Let's try it.
Right, hang on. Let me just think. Magenta. Cyan.
How many HPs of damage is that?
It only hurts to turn them on. So if you're starting on black, it takes you nothing to get to black.
Yeah.
Then 1 to turn on red. And then to make yellow, you'll need to turn on green. That's 2 damage. I'm going to do a little tally.
I think I agree. Yeah.
And then you're just turning off red to make yellow into green. So that doesn't cost anything. To then go straight to white, you'd need 2 people simultaneously to take a damage. Because you're turning them all on at the same time. Then to go to magenta, you're just turning one off. That doesn't cost anything, because that's red and blue. And then you'd need to turn off red and turn on green, so 1 more damage for cyan. And not that much. 5, the most you could tank on a single person would be 4, and then 1 other person would have to take 1 damage.
Okay,
Slug can
I'll do
take
4.
one.
We'll all take one if it's 5. That
I-
seems fair.
Yeah, I already. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, take 1 each.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
what you're going for.
Yeah. Probably better.
Yeah, I think so.
You gather yourselves in your positions after having discussed, thrown around ideas. The whole time, Karen's sitting in the corner suspiciously gazing at it all, doesn't like any of this. But he has shown loyalty to you guys, and you managed to describe to him what you want him to do. As you position yourselves, the first, turning them all off, the pillar goes black, and you kind of glance over to the frescoes along the walls. There are no signs or symbols that what you're doing is correct. The frescoes stay in their stone stillness, but you think, right, black for the first one because it's seener in the night time. Then Lorcor hits the red one. The red switches on, the blood from the eye watering the ground. And then Tiberius by the green hits the green, making it yellow as high fire rises from the horizon, your eyes flicking along the fresco as the colours of the lights shift the pillar from black to red to yellow. You then switch off the red, and you're left with green as the plants grow tall and the people celebrate and worship. Then, coordinated, Slug and Karen hit one of the 2 unlit gems each. The pillar goes perfectly from green to white, high fire in a clear sky. Then one of you hits the green to be left with blue and red, making magenta. As high fire lowers into dusk, people tire before finally you switch off. You switch off the red and hit the green to make cyan as the sea dominates the scene. The pillar switching between each of these colors. It gets to the end. You are stood around, your brains hurting slightly from having to ponder all of this out, but you each notice that as you reach the final point, the doors turn back to their translucent, softer green color, the air bubbles shifting slightly back as you think they have become unlocked.
Woo.
Yeah.
Did it,
Nothing.
everyone.
Nothing else changes in the room. You do,
Gonna
for
go
solving the
open the door.
puzzle, receive 60 experience points.
Oh, we level up.
Fair enough.
Placing you at level 2!
Oh god, I don't even know what to do at level 2 because we've not got that far yet.
Yeah.
Tiberius would be like, "Well done, everyone! I knew we could do it."
And yeah, everyone make sure you've taken your singular HP of damage.
My token's not updating for some reason, but I have done it
Looks
on
fine for me. 12.
Oh, for
12
some reason for me it just says 14 still. But...
Yeah. Roll 20 doing roll 20 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as this is our first time doing a proper level up in Pathfinder, I thought it would be nice to do it in session.
Yeah.
And talk it through. So I'm going to switch off the ominous music. Give us
Aw.
some. Oh, you want to keep the ominous music for your level up?
No, I
Yeah.
want the Pokemon music on.
No.
Din,
Um,
din, din.
Well, I changed it to 2 and it's already changed my HP, so that's nice.
Fuck's sake.
What's it called? What was that app called, Tom?
Well done. The app Path Builder or Wanderer's Guide.
Oh shit! Have I still
Doing
got it? Because I'm new phone.
But Hannah's right.
Oh.
If you just change your level on the character sheet, it will do your HP for you and all your numbers. Because it's the level up is built into your proficiency stuff. So anything you're at least trained in will go up 1 from leveling up, which is obviously really good.
Level 2.
Let's put on to jungle. Actually, no, I know what I want.
Oh.
Forgot I did this. That was a great YouTube session. That was.
Turn it off, I hate it, please.
No regrets. Just have the serrated jungle sounds. Cool. Yeah. So if you put up to level 2 on the character sheet, it should do most of the stuff for you. The biggest thing for you guys is going to be obviously your choices. Everyone should be getting a class feat at level 2. We are also playing with the free archetype variant rule. So that decision might take you a little longer, and it might be that you. Sorry.
Mine doesn't have any archetype ones.
So let
Right,
me
I'm really
provide you.
confused. It says class dedication archetype.
So you can typically you can instead of taking a class feat, you can take an archetype feat in that slot instead. We are going to be playing with the free archetype rule, which basically adds an extra one, so it doesn't take up because people don't like that it takes up your class feat normally. And the game balance is fine with free archetype. So basically, on top of what you normally get, you get a free feat that you have to take for an archetype dedication at level 2, and every even number after that. So basically, anytime you get another class feat, you get an archetype feat as well. There are loads of different archetypes. There's a nicer list than the one I'm looking at right now.
I want to get reliable squire, but then hymn of healing looks
Because I've got sorcerer archetype feet, Tom. Was that? Because I already got that from my background, I think.
Yep. So you could take, if you have the level for it, you could take some of the further dedication feats for sorcerer.
What are they called?
Let's have a little look. Sorcerer dedication. So sorcerer dedication unlocks basic blood potency. That's level 4.
No, I can't.
Yeah, they are all level 4.
That's
So
fine. Don't have to worry about it right now. That's good.
yeah, so you could take a different free archetype one instead.
Um,
We're going to take reliable squire. I like
Awesome.
I think I know which one I'm taking.
Are they on the? Oh,
So
no.
reliable squire you've taken as your class feat, Kieran.
Yes, indeed.
So you also get an archetype feat that you can
It
take.
also says here I get a skill feat.
Yes. So you might have other stuff you get at level 2. That might depend on your class. So yeah, if I look at Bard, I'm sure I will see.
I'm confused. What's going on?
That's all right. Let me help. So yeah, you get Bard feat and a skill feat at level 2.
Oh, there's so many
Slug.
classes I want. Shit.
Yeah, the barbarian ones are fucking awesome. They only get cooler at high level as well. Right, sorcerer. So slug. At level 2, you will normally get a skill feat that you can take. So that if you're on Path Builder or Wanderer's Guide, it'll show you some options for that. But I can also make some suggestions if you like. And then you also get a class feat, a sorcerer feat. So I'd solve those two first before you worry about the free archetype stuff. But the free archetype thing is basically a bonus thing that the majority of Pathfinder 2 groups play with. A lot of people think it should just be part of the base game because it's basically just a way for you to add more flavor and kind of customize your character more. It's almost like another, not whole class because it doesn't affect that much, but it's like an extra thing. So you might be a sorcerer, but then your free archetype might be an acrobat, and that makes you better at like what you'd expect an acrobat to be good at. Or I know there's one called a dandy. So Tiberius could be a bard class, but with his free archetype, become a dandy as well and gain some of the extra stuff there.
What part of the sheet do we put our archetypes on?
So I would put it in your feet part.
Which part?
I'd put it in bonus. Let's use the bonus area for archetype. But yeah, if anyone needs any help at all, because it's our first level up,
Oh man.
Please let me know.
I want no escape, and I want
Escape's
furious
so cool.
finish, and I want second wind, and I want all of them.
Yeah.
No escape sounds perfect.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool.
The jaws come down.
It's a reaction, I think. When somebody tries to move away from you, you can just move with them.
Yep.
Oh.
They try and run away and they turn around and Lorcor's just there behind them. Oh god, I love it. So yeah, each of you's got to choose a class feat, a skill feat, and then the free archetype.
Mine
as well,
says I have to, for access, and have to have the bloodline sorcerer thing, Tom. Because of my archetype, do I get that already?
I
do.
Yes. Yeah, because I seem to remember with your special thing, it said like ignore the usual like level restrictions or ignore the usual restrictions kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
Crystal healing.
Yeah, baby. The Helen feat.
You gain resistance
Furious
equal to
finish
half
is
your
pretty
level.
great.
I haven't seen Furious finish. One action. Oh.
Good.
Wait.
If it hits, you gain a circumstance bonus to damage equal to the number of rounds remaining in your rage. Holy fuck!
Yeah. You do get fatigued though for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh,
That's fucking
Jug-
badass, though.
It is
Oh,
badass.
oh,
Yeah.
so much damage.
The skill feat, there's juggle, and I'm so tempted.
It's really cool. No,
What
no,
is
there's,
it?
there's like later feats where, sorry, George, there's later feats where, with juggle, I think, where you can like, so if someone like shoots something at you or throws something at you, you can like catch it into your juggle, and now you've got the thing that they like to. There's so many fucking cool things.
Jesus.
Sorry, George, please go ahead.
What is a dedication feat?
So a dedication feat is kind of Pathfinder's answer to multi-classing from 5e. Or, like I said, if you find one of these archetypes that you think would really suit your character or be interesting, or you want to explore that build, like Acrobat, Dandy. There's one called Bastion, which I inevitably was drawn towards because it's all about like using shields really skillfully. Playing by just the core rules, to take a dedication feat, you'd have to sacrifice one of your class feat slots. So instead of taking a class feat, you take a dedication feat. We're playing with a variant rule, which says that basically anytime you would normally get a class feat, which is every even level, level 2, level 4, level 6, you get an extra feat, which you can use on your dedication stuff, your archetype stuff.
Tom, did I lag out? Fuck's sake.
Label on it, I'd appreciate you asking me first, but I'll do my best to accommodate. Herbalist, Horizon Walker, Juggler, Kieran said, Linguist. There's loads. But yeah, it's just like if you see something that you think would be like, oh yeah, that's Slug, or oh yeah, that's cool, go for it.
Tom, can you look at the feet on mine and then see if you can do the changes to my character sheet for me for the stuff I get?
Absolutely.
I get resistance or something to poison, about half my level or something.
Equal to half your level against one. Yep, that makes sense to me.
Then I get a +1 circumstance bonus as well.
Resistances, let's put it in here. So resistance to poison. Half your level, it said, so 1.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is a weird list. It's just in one big block.
Yeah, don't look at that one. Is that what's coming up when you click on the link?
Yeah. Well, No, I put it in. Where is the link?
Click on the in the Roll20 chat.
Oh, the rule.
Yeah, that's what
Oh, I want to take the mummy archetype.
I Oh no.
What's a skill feat?
Cancel it.
Huh?
What's a skill feat?
So that's a list of feats related to skills that you're trained in. So yours will be very open, Sin, because you've got so many skills that you're trained in. But there's loads of different examples.
Meanwhile, I've got hardly any.
Yeah.
Ah!
Typically, they're not hugely strong, the skill feats, but a little bit of flavor. They make you better at things you think you'd be good at. Feat. Skill feat. I know assurance is a really popular one. Assurance means when you roll for a skill check, you can choose to just take 10 as the result of your d20 roll rather than rolling. Which is obviously really good if you've got a high bonus on that skill.
Okay.
Battle medicine's popular. Bon mot is great.
I
There's
picked
loads of-
one. I picked Titan Wrestler.
Oh, yes! Well, now I have to find a massive creature to put in. Just to watch Lorca be like...
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
leopard
2 sizes
team.
larger.
It's weird it says on Wanderer's Guide I'm not trained in a lot of this stuff, even though I am trained in it.
Yeah, so it's literally huge creatures. Lorca can grapple a fucking giant. That's so
Yeah.
cool. Or shove him over.
Mm.
Get shoved.
Uh,
It's either that or try and intimidate 2 people at once, which you know.
It's not,
Pretty good.
yeah, it's not bad. Intimidation's a powerful thing. Fear, the frightened condition. +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws against sleep.
And he does sound pretty cool. Mm.
No. As much as I like the Furious finish, I think No Escape suits him the most. So we're gonna go with that.
Escape.
No escape sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Stride up to your speed, following the foe, keeping it in reach throughout its movement until it stops moving.
I can only go 25 following, but still, better than nothing.
Most enemies will, yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. Just stay on top of them. And that's not on your turn. God, that's fucking crazy, actually. If someone tries to kite away from you, you're just like, nope. I get a free stride, basically. That's really nice.
Or hello, Necromancer.
Yeah, I know. There's so many, like, ridiculous archetypes.
Well, some of them you need to be expert in.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was just trained. How do I
There's a
become?
little
How do you
tick
become?
next to the one.
How do you become an expert?
Some classes become experts in certain stuff really early. Rogues,
Okay.
in particular. But otherwise, I believe it's level 5 when you get your first skill increase, where you get to choose one of the skills you're trained in and change it to expert. I believe. Let me check a class. Let's go with Sorcerer.
Not many level 2 ones I can do then.
Yes. Oh no, level 3. Level 3 is your first skill increase.
Okay.
You go.
Yeah, I pretty much can't do any of the level 2 ones then.
I can't either, to be fair.
Requires you to be
Literally none.
expert. It's like there's only 2 I can do, and it's the only 2 trained ones. So I guess I'll do a level 1 skill feat.
Line blade.
And I want Slug to be a mammoth lord.
Mammoth Lord.
Except instead of a mammoth, he just rides Lorco around.
That would just be
Oh, Marshall. That's the one I was really interested in playing. Mauler. That's a good one. Medic, Mindsmith, Mummy. Pirate.
Provocateur.
Mm. Do you have 14 strength? Oh, it's also level 10. Dedication feat 10.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Scout. Scroll Trickster. Scrounger. That's a great name. Oh,
Well, we know
that's
he's
gonna
gonna
be,
get
yeah. Sentinel.
Scout is tempting.
Sniping duo. Yeah. And we're doing this for the first time, so if you choose one now and then
Yeah.
you read another one, you're like, oh fuck, I should have gone for that one. I'm absolutely fine with people going back and changing shit.
How many? God, does it change the spell slots automatically as well? No.
No, I think you got to type those in.
Yeah. I just don't feel like the dandy one's going to be useful for this campaign.
Yes, I did notice that. I think, yeah, I just love the name more than the actual thing.
I don't know.
Well, the only level 2 one I can do is predict weather. Not very useful, is it?
It got rain.
Yeah.
Juggler. It is tempting. When the hell would I use it?
The skill feats for Lawcore, Hannah.
Yeah, that's what that is.
But you've got thingamajiggy. What are you trained? You're trained in like intimidation, right? Athletics.
Yeah, that's why it's given me the option to do group coercion.
Intimidating glare, or do you already have that?
I've already got that one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Did I go juggler? Is it gonna be useful?
Maybe not, but also maybe so.
Charming liar, was that?
Ooh, is there that sounds interesting. He hasn't lied much.
Oh wait, local. You took like Titan Wrestler, right?
Yeah.
Charming. Light.
Celebrity tempting.
Target's attitude. I mean, it makes a lot of sense for Tiberius as well, because that's how he sees himself, as the son of the great Lord Ernst Quivershank.
Upstage reaction.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. A foe attempts a skill check and doesn't get a critical success. Attempt to check using the same skill that triggered this action.
What does it do though?
You could have no cause for alarm.
On a critical...
Oh, I've got that.
Oh, you got it. Nice.
On a critical success, you gain +1 to attack rolls, perception checks, saving throws, and skill checks until the end of your next turn. On a normal success, you get it only if the enemy failed their skill check. Interesting.
Tom,
yes.
What other languages are in the world that would be like I don't know, common or I don't know. I like because obviously there's a big list of languages here, but I don't really want to pick one that's like this doesn't even exist in.
Yes,
Arcadia.
completely understand. That's on my to-do list. Have like a list of languages. There's common only extends so far as the nations. So Sin would probably be fluent in Glamorand common, whereas
Should I put
Tiberius
that down then?
people, yeah, Tiberius and people would be have Hespian common.
Are
So
you,
is Sylvan even a thing then?
Yes, I would say Sylvan's a thing.
are you trained in occultism? You could have oddity identification.
That is cool.
I don't know. I've gone for multilingual.
Very cool.
And I now know Sari.
Nice.
Very
Alright,
cool.
You can talk to Thingamajig.
Yeah, that was the idea. I picked up the language just from listening to him and now can speak it.
I love that.
Recognize spell.
Already got that.
Hmm.
So Glamour and Common and Hespian Common will be 2 different languages.
They would, yeah.
I'm going to put both of them in then now because I can learn 2 new languages.
Very cool.
So I've learned Hespian Common and Sari. Is Druidic a language?
Yes.
And I assume Celestial, Draconic and Elven are all languages as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I think I've done mine then. I
Very
picked
cool.
Multilingual,
Well done.
and I got my dedication one that I won't say, but you know what it is, Tom.
If you know how much your HP increased by, feel free to add the amount it increased by. Don't heal yourself up to full, but like if you went up by 10 HP or whatever, increase your current HP by 10 or whatever.
I was on 14, so it went up by...
It should go up by your
8.
class
So
plus your constitution
So I should
modifier.
be on 20.
Perfect.
You do get new spells and stuff, right?
Yes.
That's what I was going to ask next, because I don't...
And you're a spontaneous caster, right, Tiberius?
Yeah.
You're a bard. So you just add another spell to your spellbook, I think. Or to your repertoire, as it's called.
My repertoire.
My repertoire.
Spins. God.
So where do you see what new spells you get?
Spell repertoire. Hang on. Each time you get a spell, so you add a spell. Yeah, it's as we thought. At second level, you select another first level spell to know. What are druids are prepared?
Well, I've got a bit of both, so I don't know.
Oh yes. So you could choose from either, I guess. You don't get both.
No, but I'd probably pick Sorcerer.
Yeah. So you gain another first level sorcerer spell to learn.
Are you sure I get another spell? Oh wait, why
Yes,
isn't it?
I just read it in the spell repertoire thing for your class.
Yeah, okay. It's because I didn't actually. Why am I level?
He spotted it.
I get it. I forgot this on the thing.
Waiting there for you.
Yeah, I get one more spell. And one more spell slot.
Very cool. Yeah, and that's absolutely active.
So I
Ruling
should
it
have
that way.
3 spell slots a day now.
Yep.
Okay.
And at the start of the day, you choose what to prepare in each spell slot. But obviously, with this midday level up, you can just decide whatever you want to put in there, including your new spell.
Oh god, it's so confusing because of the... So if I pick
Yeah,
the Sorcerer
the
one,
multi-class.
how does that work?
So when you gain, because you took the sorcerer, let's have a little look. Sorcerer dedication. Choose a bloodline, you become trained. You cast spell, just like a sorcerer. You gain access to cast spell activity. You gain a spell repertoire, 2 common cantrips and spell list from the spells. Any other cantrip. Your key spell casting whenever sorcerer archetype spells, and then sorcerer spells you do. Okay, so I don't think you are allowed to actually choose a sorcerer spell for your level up.
That kind of sucks.
I think it's your core class is where you take those from. But
Okay.
when you get to level 4, you can then take the basic sorcerer spell casting thing,
Okay.
which says each time you gain a spell slot of a new level from the sorcerer archetype, add a spell of the appropriate. Yeah, that's basically what unlocks it for you. So that'd be at level 4.
Okay. So druids get access to primal spells, is that right?
Yes, primal spell list.
Okay.
How are we doing, Slug?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good.
What'd you go for? Did you go for Mummy?
No, I didn't go for one of those. None of them were slug enough.
You're just gonna save it up until you feel like you find one that's right.
Yeah, maybe.
I like it.
Have I done anything? I've done the spells. I changed the number. Put in the feats. Is that everything?
Yes. The fucking spell you took, George. Jesus Christ. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
So how many...
Sorry, Kieran, go ahead. And then Nat.
I think I've done everything.
Okay, cool.
So how many first level spells should I know now?
You should know Druid spellcasting. First level, blah 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 blah. You gain access, prepared spells, primal spell list. So you're like a cleric from 5e. You can choose. You can prepare any of the primal spells each day.
And I can prepare 3.
Yes.
Okay.
You got 3 spell slots, and you can fill them with any of the primal spells that you have the level for. Each day.
Okay.
But you have to pick, if you're a druid, how many go on each spell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, they go in the slots.
Part of me is tempted to just redo my fucking character as a sorcerer. 'Cause it's so
I
much...
mean, absolutely feel free. We're easily early enough in the campaign for that.
kind of want to, you know, because it's just fucking confusing me, like multi-classing.
Completely fair.
Well, I quite like
I'll leave you to consider that. What is the party doing? I'll
Get
unlock the
through
doors
the
for you.
door.
Beep. Beep. Doors are unlocked.
I'll leave it as druid.
Very nice. Lawcore begins to head downwards.
Do we instantly get to have the other spell prepared?
Yes,
Okay.
because that's cooler.
There's too many fucking spells.
Yeah. So Lawcore's heading off to the south. Tiberius, you do gain the HP of your level up. So however much HP you gained from leveling up, add that in as well. So you shouldn't be at full because you took some of the damage from the thing. But like if you gained 9 HP from leveling up.
I lost 2 HP.
Yeah, so 22.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Tom, why is my HP weird? It says 16 still.
Not on my screen.
Oh,
Might have
Wow.
to refresh the page. Mine was fucking that up as well.
I shall refresh, thank you.
Cool. Whoa,
Going in.
Cool. Yeah, Lawcore begins heading off to the south. Is everybody... Karen would definitely be following. Boop.
It's going to a triangle.
Yep. So there seems to be another passageway leading off at the point of this triangle.
Yep. Loco's going into the passage.
Fantastic. So, in the interest of clarity, you have. Let's switch us back to our proper music. Underground. Just in the interest of clarity, I copied your wonderful drawing over here.
Mm.
So if we add on, you've just had another triangle and are now heading down. Nice and clear?
Yeah.
Cool. As you head down the path, again you note there's no scuffing of the floor here. You recall back to that first square chamber with the huge chasm, and you had that fork in the road, and found that one side was scuffed, one side was not, and you chose the not scuffed side. That has followed through everywhere you've gone here. It's all very clean, the ground, where the tile isn't broken anyway. You move along, and eventually you come to a corner that turns inwards, or to your right, and heads off. You follow it along. Same thing here. The frescoes are similar to how it was near the chasm room, near the start of your journey down here. Random frescoes of great deeds, no seeming consistent theme. And eventually you come to a fork in the road that seems to mirror your first forking decision, in that one fork keeps going straight ahead of you, and the other turns to your left again and heads off to the south. Which would you like to go for?
That one.
Straight on and over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Tiberius just follow Local.
Yeah.
He's not arguing with him.
You wander on. It's been another 20 minutes, half hour, following Lawcor's big bulk leading you in front. You notice as you step into this path that the floor is scuffed. The sign of people moving across it. Some dirt trails here, the scuff of leather against stone somewhere else. And eventually you get to another sort of 10 minutes, a right turn. It seems to turn right, back up like that. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to turn back?
I don't think Local knows it's turning right back up to where we came, so he's going to keep going.
He's just following a path.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, unless anybody objects to Lawcor's movement, you follow this path for another 10 minutes until eventually it seems to lead you into another triangular chamber. And drag your tokens. Bless you.
Thank you.
There's Sin. Ooh, it's gone all weird. There's Local. Let's type S. Slug. Let's go. Right, I'll put the light on Tiberius to start. Oh no, wait, Tiberius didn't. And move you guys over. You will be just 1 second saving the light, but you'll be looking at the bottom of this map. So, as you step into this chamber, once again, a similar sight: the broken rubble, the broken tiles upon the ground, the occasional intact fresco, this triangular chamber that you seem to be approaching from a point.
Same place as before.
Yeah, definitely has the feeling of deja vu.
Yeah.
I
The
think it's a
open
bit different, though. It's not the same.
Kind of just looks around. Looks same. Open door.
You open the door, and inside, you see there is a source of illumination at the center of this triangular chamber. Light is coming from a starry expanse, like the motes of light that fell upon you and healed you in the fountain. Behind this translucent green glass, you see a number of lights giving off light outwards. Within the chamber are rows of large glass windows, but as you approach them, all of you can see that unlike the clear or translucent green glass windows that you saw before, these have inscriptions on them. Great reams of pictures, pictograms. Some seem to have this very harsh runic-like script all across. It's almost like a large stone tablet, but instead carved into this green glass that seems so popular in the architecture that you've seen so far.
Might scratch it.
You reach up to scratch it, and you notice that your claw makes no dent at all. But you also notice that your, unlike much of the green glass, including the door you just came in through, when you touch this stuff, it doesn't retreat. It doesn't change or react at all.
Mm-hmm.
What are these things? What do they look like?
So this is these large, almost like a plate of green glass, but with these inscriptions upon them. Looks like writing carved into the glass itself. Pictures and writing.
Mysterious.
Yeah,
Can I recall knowledge?
absolutely. And your thing will be +7 now.
Oh yeah, because it's based on level, isn't it?
It is. There's a lot, Sin. That each plate of glass is like having a whole wall of pages of books. Like it's like you have to squint in close to look at the inscriptions, and some of the illustrations are bigger. You immediately ascertain that there is a wealth of knowledge here, but with your very basic like steps into understanding this language, you're only picking up occasional phrases that you think might be there. The words that you managed to figure out before, this purity is purpose, purpose is purity, you see cropping up quite a lot throughout. But yeah, there's a huge variety here. This place feels to you like some kind of knowledge store, like a library, repository of information.
I want to go to Karen, like trying to like be behind people, and just look, just like when there's more of a quiet moment, like alone, or just in Sari. I just want to say to him, "Purpose is purity. Purity is purpose," and see how he reacts.
He looks quite pleased that you're admittedly still learning slightly broken Sari, but he looks very pleased that it's coming along. He understands you. And in Sari, he says back to you, I don't know what you mean, but thank you for speaking Sari.
What'd she say? She would tell him in Sari to be careful of the beast and keep his eyes focused on him, ensure he doesn't get us killed, essentially.
So you hear bash in as Lorco's trying to break this glass over here.
Yeah. I'm like, because I'm not like, it's hard to play a character who would be like good at speaking, and I'm not good at speaking.
Does she gesture towards Lorco?
Yes, she would be basically trying to communicate to him in Sari that she wants him to kind of serve as a watchful kind of like parent over Lorco, and also trying to communicate that she thinks like the way she would talk about Lorca in Sari would be like in a very kind of disparaging manner.
Okay. He seems quite on edge. He seems quite cautious. So your words about caution and such, he kind of nods along. And he kind of mutters back to you, and it's just like, yeah, he's very strong, very powerful. I would not want to be his enemy. And gives you like a knowing, like a nod.
She just stares at him like really intensely, kind of
Yeah.
trying to intimidate him. Actually,
Yeah. Go ahead and roll intimidation if you like.
19.
Yeah. He does shrink a little bit from your gaze, your steely eyes. He kind of shrinks a little bit in his space, and the nod grows a little bit more frantic. Just like, yes, I will keep a close eye. Yes, you are right.
Yeah, that's all.
Cool. Love it.
I was going to also, if you don't mind, with the level up as well, as part of that intimidation, that because of Sin's kind of nature as being like more magical, that almost the language like of the level up thing represented kind of like almost. It'd be quite. I think for him, it'd be like quite shocking how much she's picked up in such a small amount of time.
Yeah.
And then it's like she's almost speaking it quite, considering the amount of time, it's like quite fluently. Like,
and that's part of the intimidation. He's like,
Yeah.
holy fuck. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, you see he is wary of you in a kind of respectful, like, oh god, you've got some kind of powers. What the hell's going on? And you've noticed how superstitious he seemed moving around this space.
Yeah.
So you definitely think that is a button you can press with him.
Keep that in mind.
Very cool. But yeah, the doors do not lock. There's nothing seems to go awry here. You do all notice that there is a clear kind of scuffing to the floor, as I've described before, that goes, and despite it messing up my lovely map, I'll draw the line on, that goes clearly in this direction. Whereas Lorca, the door you were just by, that doesn't have any scuffing around it. It doesn't look used.
Do I make any dent in the glass?
The rigid tablet, is Lorca like properly going for it?
Yeah.
I think probably after your like 5 or 6 like slam, you would see a little crack.
Good.
Sin
No,
would be
he's happy.
looking at Karen kind of expectantly.
Karen would go towards you, Lorca, kind of like, and just shouts out something in Sari and points at the glass.
He just kind of looks at you and turns back around and bashes it again.
Yeah, Karen kind of holds his spear, but
Tiberius would look
He's
at
scared.
Karen and be like, leave it, it's not worth it.
yeah, Karen looks back towards you, Sin, and kind of like shrugs.
I'm gonna do intimidating glare, see if it actually does it.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Either way.
I think Karen's okay, but I mean, just he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be the glass, basically. He doesn't want to get smashed.
Gonna leave the glass now anyway and go open this door.
Cool. Yep. Off in the distance, a passageway. Seems this chamber connects to the others. Connects to others, perhaps, that you haven't been to yet. So there's 3 points of a triangle. You can go off to the top left or off to the top right.
Does anyone point out the scuffs? Because Lorca's not looking for scuffs.
I don't know how, I mean, it's an old ass place. I don't know how Tiberius, why he'd be interested in it.
Well, It's been a while since you guys have had to think about it, but you do know that the exiled Sari occupy these areas, so you can safely assume that that is the route that they use traveling through these tunnels.
Okay.
That's interesting because we followed a path where they hadn't come before.
Yep, seems so.
So they've suddenly shown signs of appearance in here.
If
So
they're too scared to go to the rest of it.
Possibly. Perhaps they've come a whole other way round to this point and have not gone much further than this. So they could be here.
Well, we've gone kind of back around, haven't we? This is like we could have come this way earlier.
Mm.
So I think the scuff marks are sort of going. Are they coming from there, the door, or are they going away from the door? Do we not know?
It looks like it goes both ways.
Okay.
Tiberius would point it out if he thought that's why the scuffs were there.
I mean, Sin would maintain her what she said before about perhaps the roads less travelled are more likely to contain artifacts if that's what they're searching for.
True.
Because they said they wanted to help their place, so
Yeah.
artifacts would obviously be useful in that regard.
So this seems to be your current setup, yeah.
So the scuffs are like from here, and then seemingly have gone into the middle.
Yep. The scuffs you've seen, and in fact, there's quite a nice opportunity to do this in a different colour. So scuffed can be blue. The scuffs you've noticed. Like that.
Okay.
Would we have got scuffs
through
down
this.
here?
Yes, you would have noticed it going off down that path.
So they've really just travelled the west path, really, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like through the centre and come out the other side. So we can probably safely assume then that they're out an exit on this side, maybe.
Maybe they have a little, because this each segment's about 20 minutes, right, Tom?
Yes.
Maybe they got a little,
maybe
little thing here.
Maybe.
Depends if you want to try and explore that part of it, or like Sin was saying, go for magic items or artifacts. But we didn't find any really so far, so.
Yeah, there's what, 2 rooms over here?
1 room, I think.
Yeah, the circle.
Yeah,
maybe.
If it's symmetrical, yeah.
And a circle here. We've only got 3 rooms left, really.
We can assume it probably looks like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, really.
Let's
depends.
go to all of them.
Yeah, we're explorers.
Exploring.
Without an exit.
How do you want to do it then? Do you want to go into the centre, then go up and back round to the left and back down, or do you want to go left and then go up and then go back through the middle?
That one, middle one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Middle one next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you backtrack slightly, having a discussion, realising, kind of putting together all the pieces in your mind.
I'm going to...
Tiberius scraping another map on the floor. Yeah, go on. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm actually going to move, like, how do you move stealthily and...
Avoid notice.
I'm actually going to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
what is your...
Tiberius would say maybe this room has a stone golem in.
Maybe.
And I doubt this one does because they've probably taken it out.
Yeah.
If there's a dead stone golem in here, let's not go in there.
Yeah.
Amazing. What is your stealth modifier?
At
Please?
5.
So you are avoiding notice with that roll. Cool. Any other exploration activities from anyone? Could be scouting to get your +1 to initiative for everyone.
Scouting, probably. Going at
Yeah.
the front.
Sounds good. The old torches on, and I'll move you guys over. So yeah, another 15, maybe 20 minutes, cresting towards the end of your adventuring day. Now, Sin has the produce flame.
Actually, avoid notice is really not useful for me because all it does is mean you can roll stealth instead of perception.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to do that then.
Okay.
Can I just do? I'll just search for instead, like
Cool.
looking for hidden doors or
Yeah,
concealed
and
hazards.
I think it will also, Sin, help give you some circumstance bonuses to further checks or things about recall knowledge in the future, because you are absorbing all these like frescoes as you're going past and like increasing your knowledge, starting to
Yeah.
piece together some of the scraps of language that you see. Very cool. Okay.
If he's
right.
doing that, Tiberius will be doing a reliable squire behind her.
Oh, aiding. I love that. What form does that take RP wise? What's Tiberius doing as Sin is examining each of the
Just shadowing
frescoes?
her and asking her annoying questions.
Incredible. Right. So I will move you guys over. You can look at the bottom left. This. Has it not saved? It should have saved your light. Can you guys see okay?
I can see.
Yeah. Perfect. So, the chamber opens out. Similar to when you entered the circular chamber before, it seems you were correct with your guesses about what this place looks like. But unlike the large empty circle with the statue in that you fought, this one immediately has structures inside. The room is huge, much bigger than the triangular chambers, but similar to the circular one you went to before. Right in front of you, Tiberius, you see another kind of intact wall that seems to describe a curve. It goes up to the edge of your light, because your light only goes up about 20 feet, so you know this structure to be at least 20 feet tall. But your flickering torchlight is not enough to give you the full scope of this structure.
Right, he's going to use
Mm-hmm.
his whisper elf thingamajiggy.
Oh.
His ears are finely attuned. Detect even the slightest of whispers.
Ooh.
Okay.
Use the seek action to sense undetected creatures. Yeah, +2 circumstance bonus with a seek action. So I guess he's seeking.
What is your perception modifier, please?
It is 6.
And then a +2 on top of that?
Yep.
Okay. Before anyone moves any further then, Tiberius, this huge chamber, your ears, your elven ears, sensitive to distant sounds. You do hear the sound, and you think it's right the way across the other side of the chamber to you. You hear whispers echoing slightly off the cavernous walls of the space here. It sounds like a small group of people, gruff voices, coming from the other side of the chamber, quite far from you.
He's going to hold his hand up. He's going to put his finger to his mouth, and then he's going to you point at. I always think his name is Renvar, but it's not. But he'll specifically point at the tattoos,
Mm-hmm.
and you point over there.
Yeah, Car Ren himself understands immediately, and goes into a combat crouch with his spear.
And you'd tap Lorca on the shoulder. Oh no!
Around.
And you'd get a piece of food and pretend to eat it, and then point over there.
Yeah,
He's got nods and grins.
He'd do a little thing on the table.
Mm-hmm.
He'd do a little thing for stick he's got. He'd draw a line.
Yeah.
Where they are. And then he'd point at Lorca.
Sin would probably just interrupt him and say, "What are you trying to communicate to him?"
He puts his finger to his mouth.
She would just tell him in Sari to remain quiet.
Oh, to Karen.
Yeah, to Karen.
Yeah, Karen like nods, puts his finger to his mouth as well.
Look, will stealth then.
Okay.
Probably have to turn off the torch though.
Yeah, what's your plan with your light?
I think Tiberius's plan, if he could explain this in little things, was
Mhm.
basically everyone else hide. Lorcor like do. They see Lorcor runs back, and then they're drawn into a trap. But it might be too elaborate to do silently.
Look, runs back.
Yeah, I mean,
You could whisper it, right? You're not like the only reason you can hear them is because you're like really good at hearing. So
Between your lines on the ground and a little whisper, you can communicate that to everyone.
Local can be waiting and then wait right here, for example.
That's a good idea.
And then you guys can be waiting in stealth.
yeah,
You can make a noise, have them all come.
Yeah, and I've got ghost sound, I think.
Yeah. You can lure them over here into our. So you can set up like a trap in front of Local maybe if you want, or don't know what you're gonna make a trap out of though.
Yeah, basically have nothing.
well, the trap's us.
Well, yeah. Okay.
You all hear
Oh.
a large sound, like a crack of lightning, but very quick, like a sudden, like a crack sound.
Can I recognize spell?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that a recall knowledge?
Oh, it's a creature within line of sight. So,
Oh, yeah, because it will be like the somatic components, the material components,
yes,
and such.
yeah.
But I can just do a recall knowledge for you, Sin. You're not sure with this one.
Yeah.
Unusual. Yeah, so the rest of you just hear like a cracking sound. And Tiberius, you would notice with your sensitive hearing that the whispering, like murmuring sound that you heard from far away is suddenly a lot closer. Like really suddenly a lot closer. It's not right next to you or anything, but it's like the people were on the opposite side of the chamber and now they're on your side of the chamber.
He's gonna start hiding and then try and give everyone the impression they should do.
Okay. Anybody want to, if you want to move your tokens where you would be?
Local is going to go press up against the wall and turn off the torch.
Okay.
Yes.
And do my lizard thing.
Oh yes, very cool. What is your stealth modifier, Local? I'm gonna write these down.
Stealth is 5, but I get a 2. So, I need to read it first, but
+2. Nice.
Minor shifts with a single action and dramatic changes over an hour. Okay.
I mean, you're like bluish. This is like grayish. Minor shift.
And I mean, he probably would have been doing it naturally over the time anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. Very cool. Is everyone where they think they would be? Oh, and if anyone wants to tell me where you can like direct Karen to be where you want him to be.
I'd be where I am.
Karen over there.
I like Karen being
shoved against the wall.
Yeah, in front of me.
Do we know which direction?
Yes, they seem to be coming from. If you guys can see my ping.
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
Potentially coming around this way then.
Potentially. Yeah. Would you have moved to Karen differently? You'd have all this knowledge.
Yeah, I'd
Completely up to you guys.
If they're coming from that way, I'm gonna go over here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Tiberius should be up there. And then Karen like there, maybe. Or...
Cool. Yeah, so at this point, you all hear the sound of murmuring. Sin, with your burgeoning knowledge of Sari language, you start to pick up on scraps of conversation. People talking in frustration about a collapsed bridge, a bridge being broken. Talking about a hunt. Talking about intruders.
Sin wants to go up next to Tiberius and communicate this.
Okay.
Just
And
like, that's us.
And you would also see torchlight starting to come around the corner where you are, Lorcor.
Lorcor just grins, waiting patiently.
Yeah, and
Can you pre-rage? Does that count? Can you do
that? Does it? What's the prerequisite for rage? Does it say anything?
Have a look.
Rage.
I love that. The bridge is fucked. We haven't been in it very long. We must have left just on time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Requirements: you aren't fatigued or raging.
You guys have also chilled in the spa for like hours at a time. You aren't fatigued or raging? Then yeah. Well, after you stop, it lasts for 1 minute. Yeah, absolutely. And you can time it as like they're coming round the corner. So yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that. So, yeah, as the torchlight gets brighter and brighter, you do see an exiled Sari coming round the corner, Lorcor. They were unaware of your presence because Lorcor rolled well with the stealth, and everyone else is backed further off. So you're definitely going to have the jump on these guys. So
We need to adjust
if
our light.
anybody wishes, I'm assuming we're going into combat. I'm assuming you guys are about to attack. Lorcor is raging. So let's roll initiative, please.
Is it perception or initiative?
Absolutely, because you guys have got the jump on them, I'll allow you to roll stealth if you want to, or if you'd prefer to use perception, or if there's another skill that you think is appropriate here. Just let me know, and I'll say whether I'm happy for you to do that. And because of Lorcor's great stealth roll, I'm going to give these guys a... Oh, and everyone has a +1 to their initiative, because they're scouting beforehand. These guys...
Oh, my stealth's better, so I guess I'll use my stealth.
Oh my days, Lorcor.
Oh yeah.
28.
Oh, I didn't put it in because I didn't press initiative. Dang.
It's alright. Just update it. Right, what is their perception? I'm going to give them a -1 because they're surprised. So they only get a +3 to this.
Do they have surprise rounds in this?
No.
Okay.
The way that's incorporated is in the stealth system, where you have like undetected, all that stuff. And people are flat-footed to you if they can't see you, stuff like that. Because this isn't quite the same kind of thing. This is just a guy coming around the corner and Lorcor just there with a fucking toothy grin, like, yeah, hello. We're not really doing the undetected thing. Although for you guys further back, like currently these guys don't have a line of sight on anyone except Lorcor and Karen. So depending on what you guys want to do, you could well have a big drop on them. Right, this guy's got 7. 5. This is... Yeah. Perception. 6, so +5. Cool. And then your boy Ren gets a extra +1. Okay. Descending. Okay, starting off the combat, which is exactly how it should be. Lorcor, it is your turn, and you are already raging.
Yep, I'm going in. Runs in, he does that loud gator bellow as he runs in.
So scary.
And it's gonna bite him.
Absolutely. Yeah, that hits. For 10 damage.
And bite him again.
Yep. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Ah! Press the roll critical damage button.
Wait, is this? Oh yeah, it was attack two.
Yep. So it's not even two separate chomps. It's like when a fucking alligator has a big piece of meat on the end of its mouth and then it like opens its jaw a bit to let the meat come in further. You're just adjusting your jaw. You're just like chomp, chomp further down. And the guy just goes from like to and then just fucking disappears into your fucking throat as you chomp down and tear him asunder. He's fucking dead. He's fucking dead, man. He's fucking dead.
Tears over at this guy.
Oh my god. That was the skill feat I thought you had, but I think it might be rogues that have it. The your next one, where when you kill someone, you spend a reaction to do a free intimidation check on them because you just kill someone. You look at them like you're fucking dead.
Oh, I want it.
Yeah, I know, it's so cool. Slug. You've just seen Lorcor chomp this guy.
Pretty sick going there. Pretty sick going. I don't know though, that's tricky.
Yeah, at the moment, no one's in sight, though you do see more torchlight coming from around that corner, so you can safely assume there are other enemies.
Okay. Well, I don't know. This is probably a terrible idea, but it's funny, so I'm doing it anyway. Is that I want to cover this area here.
Yeah.
With grease. Grease everywhere.
You hold up your little slug stick, woo, and summon grease. Amazing. What is its area, space that it covers?
I think it's 4 squares.
4 squares. Like this? Happy with that? Or somewhere different?
That's perfect.
Awesome. Fantastic. And anything else on your final action? You could take cover.
Yeah.
Around a corner.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you have greater cover right now. +4 to your AC. Right. This figure. Not hugely pleased by Lorcor eviscerating their companion. Not hugely pleased. They are going to take a shot at you. Drop their torch, which is a free action. And draw and fire their longbow. That's fine. So this will just be a normal shot. +10 to this. A 28 to hit you, Lorcor.
Yep.
That is a
Definitely
critical hit. So their longbow has the deadly D10 rule. Which you just add on top. Okay, so it is this +2 times 2. 8, 16 plus a D10. Ooh! A single arrow comes whistling through the air, billowing the long dreaded hair of the other more brutish Sari here, and just thunks center mass right into your sternum, Lorcor. Cracks into your chest for a total of 23 damage to you.
Ouch. Good thing we leveled up.
Yeah, indeed. So that was one shot. This creature's smart. Yeah, this creature can see you're a fucking threat. It's gonna back up. Actually, with how strong that shot is, they're gonna attempt to demoralize you.
Mhm.
They shout something in Sari. Sin, you can hear from round the corner. You will die like any beast. But to you, Lorcor, you just hear which means they get a -4 to this. But they definitely would attempt it. Oh, that's not a bad roll. Their intimidation is as well, so 16. This is against your will DC, Lorcor, so 10 plus your will save.
Will 7.
So they fail. So yeah. They seem good at shooting, but their words don't really mean anything. And they will retreat around this corner. Cool. Sin, you're up.
Gonna move down to here.
Ooh. Is Natalie... Natalie's muted. Do you know you're muted, Natalie?
Did not.
There we go.
I moved down there and I can't see anyone.
Yep, there's just the mutilated body. You see Lorcor having been staggered slightly by this nasty longbow shot. You see a black feathered arrow sticking out of Lorcor's chest.
So I can't.
And there's grease on the ground in front of you.
Because I've moved, I can't delay. Can I delay the rest of my turn or not?
No, you could hold a one action thing. You could
Only
ready
one
a one action thing. Yeah. But if you want to take the movement back and just say you would have delayed at the start, that's fine.
Yeah, but I didn't know there was no one there.
Very fair. Very fair.
I mean, I'll just delay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
So let me know when you want to come back in. Tiberius.
Tiberius is gonna walk around here.
Yeah, you would have heard the sound of a bow being loosed.
Kind of see them. So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then he will inspire courage.
Very cool. 60-foot emanation.
Put it. Oh wait. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Even with your movement. Yeah, you get everyone.
Then he's gonna take a shot at the shooter.
He's got a shooter.
Blam blam.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have had it out because he knew there were.
Yeah. You've got low light vision as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's in dim light.
No.
Ah. Got a hero
He's
point?
a hero point. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
get it back next time anyway.
Exactly. We will finish this round. 17 does not hit, I'm afraid.
With an 18. He's in his own thing.
It would not.
Shit.
It would not. But it was very close. So the arrow goes firing wide. Karen. Alright, I got some questions, Slug. Is Grease, like, visible?
It's greasy.
It's greasy. Does it say?
I'll post it.
All solid ground covered with grease.
Is it like the sludge and get your aim back?
The Nickelodeon sludge. Full prone creatures to cast a spell. I love that you can cast it on an object if you target. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's fairly clear. So the Karen is just gonna follow Tiberius. 25. 25. Oof. I mean, he can see person. He's got a spear. Is he going to go for the greatest throw ever known? Throwing 20 feet. Might be a -4 to this. But he gets a +1 from Tiberius.
Yeah.
Yeah! Ugh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. This spear goes clattering off. I will finally get to use my combat tokens that I made ages ago. Combat tokens! Dropped weapon. I'm gonna say it ends up like here. Or like there. Doesn't quite make it. Okay. And then the still alive guy. Lawcore kind of scary. Lawcore kind of spoop. He does kind of want to avenge his friend though. He's gonna do the semi-smart thing. He's gonna move within range of his net. He's gonna try and throw his net on you, Lawcore.
Okay.
He has got a +6 to this. A 19.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah! So the net lands atop you.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, you count as flat-footed now. Net. Grapple. You can use DC. Blah blah blah. Oh yes, they're grappled, which is flat-footed. Yeah. So you are flat-footed, but he does get a multiple attack penalty as he tries to throw his spear at you as well. So there's a -5 to this, but you have -2 to your AC.
1 to AC.
21 becomes 19. No. 16. He rolled a 16. Does that hit you?
No.
Ah! Even with the flat-footed condition from being in the net.
Oh, maybe actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's add a 1, isn't it?
You take 6 more damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Lawcore Oli Bim. Let me put a net. We like the old net symbol. The old net symbol's a good one. Net. Cool.
Can my turn
Right.
jump in there?
Oh yes, absolutely, Sin. Yes. Move you.
Well, hang on. Does he have another one?
No, he moved. One action to throw the net. One action to throw the spear.
Now I
done.
can see him.
Yep.
Move to there, and then I'm going to reach into his mind and try and do something. I'm gonna cast fear.
Oh! Emotion, fear, mental. Then the target must attempt a will save. Which of that? They do not have particularly good will saves. Blah, blah, blah. Their will save is a +4. Huh! A 7?
That's a critical failure.
Oh fuck!
So she
Right in 3?
She reaches into his mind, and in his mind, he sees Lorca within the net, and then all the light just begins to go around Lorca, just dark, and then the light of his teeth in his mouth just turns completely green, and then, like, in his mind, Lorca's face just turns into this huge, like, grinning smile, and then almost the teeth almost takes on, like, draconic qualities, and then just sort of, like, acid starts, like, leaking from the mouth, and it's just this mouth, like, in pure darkness that he sees.
Oh my god.
That's great. I love it.
This guy's fucking terrified, and he's fleeing as well. That's a thing. It's that means on his turn he just has to spend his actions fucking running away.
Nice.
That is
Nice.
badass. Frightened. I don't know why it doesn't have Frightened 3.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
I bought some tokens with just numbers,
Oh, nice.
which is useful. So you can put like frightened and then put a 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm going to
They
do
work really
Frightened.
well for legendary actions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't want to lose this because that was such a fucking awesome thing, so I'm going to put next to him. Fleeing. Whoosh.
Is that affected? So if I attack this guy now, does
Nope.
it go away or?
Nothing
Okay.
like that. It is... I'll even read it out to you guys. No, I know, we're used to that from, what's its face? Turn Undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fleeing! You're forced to run away due to fear or some other compulsion. On your turn, you must spend each of your actions trying to escape the source of the fleeing condition as expediently as possible, such as by using move actions to flee or opening doors barring your escape. The source is usually the effect or cast that gave you the condition, though some effects might define something else as the source. Natalie, would you like Lawcore to be the source of the fear?
Yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. And you're not allowed to delay your turn already in action while fleeing either. Fucking awesome.
How long
That's
does it go
awesome.
on for?
The fleeing, I think, fleeing for 1 round, it specifies in the spell. So
Yeah.
his next round, if he's alive, which he probably won't be, because whilst he's frightened 3, he has -3 to his AC.
Oh wow.
Yeah, frightened is a really powerful condition. And at the end of a creature's turn, their frightened condition goes down by 1.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, we are just over time. We'll call it there.
No.